Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into one of the most exciting finds in modern American coinage, the United States Lincoln 1 cent Formative Years coin from 2009. You might think pennies are just small change, but this 1 cent piece is turning heads in the numismatic world and has become a hot item for collectors everywhere. In 2009, the United States Mint released a special series of Lincoln cents to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. This commemorative series included 4 unique reverse designs, each representing a different stage of Lincoln's incredible life. The Formative Years design is the second in the series and depicts young Abraham Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book and taking a break from rail splitting, an image that captures the hard work and determination that defined America's 16th president. This coin was more than just a piece of currency. It was a tribute to American perseverance, education, and self-made success. The detail in the reverse design is truly a miniature work of art, showing Lincoln with a book in hand, surrounded by tools of labor, reminding every collector and enthusiast of the roots of greatness. It's a design that speaks not just to history, but to the American spirit, and it's one that has captured the attention of collectors across the country. But here's where it gets really exciting. Some of these 2009 Lincoln Formative Years cents are not your everyday pocket change. They may look like ordinary pennies, but hidden among the millions struck are coins with rare and valuable errors that have skyrocketed their value into the thousands. These errors are not just random mistakes, they are coveted anomalies that make these coins 1 in a million finds for serious collectors. Among the most valuable are the double die errors, where parts of the coin's design are struck twice by the die, creating a doubling effect that's clearly visible to the naked eye. On the Formative Years coin, this doubling most commonly appears on Lincoln's hand, thumb, fingers, and even the book he is holding. These doubled images are dramatic, crisp, and instantly recognizable, true collector gold. If you see what looks like extra fingers or blurry doubling in Lincoln's hands, you could be holding a rare treasure in your palm. There are also other types of die errors that elevate this coin's value to unbelievable heights. Misaligned dies, die clashes, and off-center strikes are among the key errors to watch for. Coins with these striking errors are extremely limited and are usually the result of split-second mishaps during the minting process, making each error coin truly one of a kind. These flaws, instead of being defects, are now seen as rare signatures of a production anomaly that serious collectors go crazy for. What makes these coins even more thrilling is their increasing demand and growing scarcity. Many were pulled from circulation by eagle-eyed collectors early on, and those remaining are harder to find in high grades. Uncirculated examples, especially those with a grading of MS67 or higher, can command staggering prices on the open market. The combination of historical significance, symbolic design, and rare minting errors has made this coin a breakout star in the numismatic world, and don't think this is just speculation. Some of these rare 2009 Formative Years Lincoln cents have already made waves at major auctions and online sales. Verified and graded specimens featuring dramatic doubling and other mint errors have been sold for jaw-dropping amounts by collectors and dealers alike. These are not just coins. They are investments, and their value continues to rise as more people recognize their significance and scarcity. If you're looking to find one of these rare gems, start by checking your old penny jars, coin rolls, and pocket change. Grab a magnifying glass and examine Lincoln's hands, his fingers, and the book closely for any signs of doubling or distortion. Look for off-center images, unusual rim shapes, or any details that don't look quite right. If you think you've got a special one, getting it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC is the next step to unlocking its full potential. Collectors everywhere are now on the hunt for these coins, and forums and social media are buzzing with stories of finds and discoveries. Some people have found valuable errors in their everyday change, so don't overlook a single cent. These coins have become prized additions to collections, often taking center stage in showcases and auctions. Their story, design, and the thrill of the hunt have made the 2009 Formative Years Cent one of the most sought-after modern coins today. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much can one of these rare, error-filled Lincoln Cents from 2009 be worth? If you're lucky enough to discover one of these coins with a strong double-die error in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded at the highest levels, its value could reach a mind-blowing $28,000. Yes, you heard that right. $28,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of reward that makes the hunt worth every second. It's the reason collectors across the country are digging through their old coin collections and examining every 2009 cent with laser focus. Second rare coin. We explore one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins ever minted in the United States, the Lincoln 1-cent coin from the year 1961 with the Denver mint mark, known as the 1961 D penny. This little copper coin, often overlooked in drawers, jars, and pocket change, might just be the key to unlocking a hidden fortune sitting right under your nose. The 1961 D Lincoln cent is more than just a piece of currency. It's a time capsule of American history. Struck during a period of optimism and change, this coin was minted at the Denver Mint at a time when John F. Kennedy had just taken office and the American dream felt more alive than ever. The D mint mark under the date proudly tells us it was created in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, in a mint known for high-quality, high-volume coin production. But hidden among the hundreds of millions minted are rare varieties and errors that have caught the eye of expert collectors and driven prices through the roof. The classic Lincoln design on the obverse, created by Victor David Brenner, features the timeless profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a figure of unity, freedom, and resilience. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar wheat ears design if you're holding an earlier version, or more likely, the Lincoln Memorial design that began in 1959, showcasing the majestic memorial as a tribute to the man who shaped a nation. The design itself is rich in detail and in high-grade examples. Every line, letter, and curve tells a story that captivates collectors of all ages. But what turns this common copper coin into a rare collector's dream are the valuable minting errors and striking variations that only appear in a select few of these 1961 D cents. Among the most sought-after are double die errors, coins where the die used to strike the design had a slight misalignment, causing key details of the image or lettering to appear doubled. On this coin, doubling may be visible on the date, the word liberty, or even the motto, "In God We Trust," creating a dramatic and eye-catching effect that's impossible to ignore. Collectors have also reported repunched mint marks, or RPMs, where the Denver D mint mark was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. Under magnification, these RPMs show distinct layering or shadowing of the letter D, giving the coin an unmistakable uniqueness. These small errors were often the result of manual processes during that time and are now considered incredibly rare, making these coins prized finds for any serious collector. In addition to doubling and repunched mint marks, there are off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets that occasionally appear among the 1961 D pennies. These unusual minting errors dramatically increase the value of the coin, and collectors are constantly scanning their collections to find these hidden anomalies. Each type of error tells a different story and adds a layer of character and value that standard coins simply can't match. What adds even more excitement is that high-grade examples of these coins, especially those that are graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are becoming increasingly hard to find. With each passing year, more of these coins are damaged, worn, or lost, making pristine examples with rare errors extremely desirable. The competition among collectors for top-quality specimens is fierce, and that demand is pushing prices higher and higher in today's market. Auction houses and online marketplaces have seen a surge of interest in the 1961 D Lincoln cent, especially those featuring prominent errors. Some coins have sold for astonishing amounts due to their condition, rarity, and collector appeal. These are not your average pennies. These are artifacts of minting history that have made headlines and stirred up bidding wars among collectors who know just how valuable they really are. If you're wondering whether you might have one of these special coins, now is the time to dig through your collection. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling. Look closely at the mint mark for signs of repunching, and examine the coin's surface for any unusual anomalies that could signal a rare error. If your coin looks promising, getting it professionally graded is the best next step to confirm its authenticity and unlock its true value. And now, the part you've all been waiting for: just how much could a 1961 Lincoln cent be worth if it features one of these rare and extraordinary minting errors? Are you ready for this? Because the value of one such coin, in top condition, verified by experts and featuring a dramatic error, has reached as high as $70,000. Yes, that's right. $70,000 for a single Lincoln penny from 1961 with the Denver mint mark. That kind of value turns pocket change into life-changing money, and it's exactly why collectors all over the world are racing to find one. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest and most ordinary-looking things hold the greatest surprises and the highest rewards. Third expensive coin. Deep dive into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable modern coins in U.S. history, the 1970 Lincoln 1 cent coin. This isn't just your average penny that you toss in a jar or pass by and change. This coin holds hidden treasures that have made collectors sit up, take notice, and, in some incredible cases, cash in on thousands of dollars in value. The 1970 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a time when America was going through major cultural and economic changes. From the moon landing just a year earlier to the rise of the modern era, this coin is a snapshot of a pivotal decade. At first glance, it might look like any other copper cent you've seen, but to trained eyes and lucky collectors, it could be a gold mine hiding in plain sight. The design remains one of the most iconic in American coinage. The profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a symbol of unity and strength, and on the reverse, the striking Lincoln Memorial, standing tall as a tribute to the nation's enduring values. Every detail, from the clean strike of Lincoln's collar to the sharp lines of the memorial pillars, plays a role in what makes certain examples of this coin so incredibly desirable to collectors. Now here's where the excitement kicks in. What turns a humble 1970 Lincoln penny into a rare and sought-after collector's item isn't just its age or mint mark. It's the mysterious and valuable errors that occurred during the minting process. These are the details that every coin enthusiast should be paying close attention to, because they could mean the difference between a penny's face value and a life-changing payday. One of the most famous and desirable errors for the 1970 penny is the double die variety. In these rare coins, certain parts of the design were struck twice during the minting process, creating a clear doubling effect that can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification. On the 1970 this doubling is often most noticeable in the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." So if you see what looks like slightly shadowed or doubled letters and numbers, you might be holding something very special. Another incredible error to look for is a repunched mint mark, known among collectors as RPM. This happens when the mint mark was punched into the die more than once at slightly different angles or positions. On some 1970 Lincoln cents, the repunched mint mark is sharp and easily seen, adding another layer of rarity to the coin. These kinds of details are highly collectible because they reflect unique moments in the coin's creation, a moment when precision slightly missed its mark, creating a variety that exists in very limited numbers. There are also instances of off-center strikes, die cracks, die clashes, and other minting anomalies that show up on some examples of the 1970 penny. Off-center strikes can be dramatic, with parts of the design missing or shifted, while die cracks look like raised lines running across the coin's surface. Each of these adds uniqueness and collector value. These rare features transform an ordinary coin into a piece of minting history that draws the attention of serious numismatists and investors alike. Condition, of course, plays a major role in the value of any coin. While many 1970 pennies are still floating around in circulation, the ones that hold real potential are those preserved in high grades, typically uncirculated or mint state conditions. Coins that have been well preserved, showing strong luster, minimal marks, and clean strikes are the ones that make it into grading services and often become stars at auctions and in private collections. And speaking of auctions, there have been several thrilling sales where rare 1970 Lincoln cents featuring double dies or repunched mint marks have gone for jaw-dropping prices. These are not just casual purchases by amateur collectors. These are competitive bidding wars between seasoned numismatists who know exactly what they're looking for. The demand for unique and era-rich examples of the 1970 penny continues to grow, and with it, the value of these coins has climbed steadily over the years. This coin is not just a piece of copper. It's a symbol of opportunity for anyone willing to take a closer look. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just enjoys the thrill of the hunt, finding a rare 1970 penny could be the discovery of a lifetime. All you need is a sharp eye, a magnifying glass, and a little bit of patience to check for doubling, RPMs, or other signs of a minting anomaly. And now, let's talk about the most exciting part, the potential value of this incredible coin. If you come across a 1970 Lincoln cent with a strong double die, repunched mint mark, or another dramatic error, and it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, your humble penny could be worth as much as $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single Lincoln penny. Just imagine the possibilities of finding one of these rare gems tucked away in a coin jar or hidden in an old collection. It's moments like this that fuel the passion of collectors and remind us all that history and value can sometimes be found in the smallest places. So check your change, dig into those old coin rolls, and take another look at the pennies you've overlooked for years. You never know what might be hiding right under your nose. If you found a 1970 Lincoln penny with an unusual feature, or you think you might have one with a rare error, drop a comment below and share your find with the community. We'd love to hear your story and help guide you through the next steps to getting it graded or appraised. Especially, we're unlocking the secrets behind one of America's most iconic yet often underestimated coins, the United States Lincoln 1 cent from the year 1976. This coin may be small in size, but what it holds in historical importance, rare features, and surprising value will leave you stunned and reaching for your magnifying glass. The year 1976 was a moment of celebration in the United States. It marked the country's bicentennial, 200 years of American independence. Fireworks lit up the skies, parades rolled through every state, and patriotic pride was at an all-time high. Although the Lincoln cent didn't receive a special bicentennial design like the quarter, half-dollar, or dollar coin, the 1976 Lincoln penny still carries the spirit of that historic year, and that makes it a collectible all on its own. What makes the 1976 Lincoln cent even more fascinating is that it continued to feature the enduring design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, symbolizing leadership, freedom, and unity. While millions were struck, not all of them were created equal, because hidden within this large mintage are a few incredible errors and rare variants that have driven collectors wild and pushed auction prices sky-high. One of the most coveted features that can send the value of a 1976 penny soaring is the presence of a double die error. These stunning errors happen when the coin's die strikes the design twice, slightly off from the first strike, resulting in visible doubling of the design elements. On the 1976 Lincoln cent, this can be seen in the word liberty, the date, and the motto, "In God We Trust." If you look closely and see letters that appear thicker or have ghost-like outlines next to them, you could be holding a highly valuable coin. Another rare and exciting variety to look for is the elusive repunched mint mark, known as an RPM. This occurs when the mint mark, typically the small d for Denver or S for San Francisco, was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. These kinds of varieties are incredibly collectible, and the 1976 RPMs are particularly appealing because of their sharp visual characteristics. It doesn't take much magnification to notice a repunched D or S, and finding one in mint state condition is like discovering buried treasure. But that's not all. Some 1976 Lincoln cents were struck off center, had die cracks, or even featured dramatic die clashes, where parts of the design from one side of the coin appear ghosted onto the other side. These errors are not only rare, They are fascinating to look at and give each coin a story of its own. These aren't just coins, they are one-of-a-kind minting miracles that collectors dream of finding in their lifetime. Now, let's talk about condition, because rarity and errors alone aren't everything. The condition of your 1976 Lincoln Cent plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details and brilliant luster are the ones that make headlines and command the highest prices. If you have a coin that looks like it just came from the mint and it includes one of the rare errors or varieties, you might be holding onto something truly extraordinary. Professional grading is key when it comes to maximizing the value of your coin. Services like PCGS and NGC can officially certify your 1976 pennies grade and confirm the presence of errors or varieties, giving buyers confidence and significantly increasing its worth on the open market. Coins graded MS65 and above, especially with dramatic double dies or RPMs, are in extremely high demand and often sell for record-breaking prices in auctions and private sales. Speaking of auctions, there have been numerous confirmed sales of 1976 Lincoln Cents featuring rare errors that fetched thousands of dollars. These coins weren't just purchased, they were fiercely bid on by knowledgeable collectors who understand the historical importance and rarity of these pieces. Every year, as more people enter the world of coin collecting, the competition for coins like the 1976 penny gets hotter and hotter, driving demand and value through the roof. So don't overlook those old pennies sitting in your jar, drawer, or coin folder, because one of them could be a life-changing discovery just waiting to be identified. Take a close look at every detail, examine the mint mark, inspect the lettering, and check for off-center strikes or unusual lines that may indicate a rare variety. If something stands out, it's always worth having it reviewed by an expert. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could a 1976 Lincoln penny be worth if it has a rare error, is in mint condition, and is graded by professionals? Get ready for this, because some of these remarkable coins have sold for as much as $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, $45,000 for a single penny from 1976. That's the magic of numismatics, where history, art, rarity, and patience come together to create moments of unbelievable value and excitement. This is what keeps collectors searching, studying, and sharing their discoveries with the world. Next coin. We're shining the spotlight on a coin that might just be hiding in plain sight, one that has quietly risen in value, sparked interest in the numismatic community, and continues to surprise collectors across the world. That coin is none other than the 1966 United States Lincoln 1 cent, and if you have one of these tucked away in a coin jar or tucked inside an old collection, you'll want to listen closely, because some of these coins are worth a small fortune today. The 1966 Lincoln Cent was minted during a very interesting time in U.S. coinage history. Just a year after the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks to discourage coin hoarding, 1,966 coins, including the Lincoln Cent, were produced without any identifying mint marks at all. That alone makes this issue stand out, and even though over 2 billion of them were struck, not all of them are created equal. Hidden among them are rare varieties and stunning mint errors that elevate the value of this coin from 1 cent to tens of thousands of dollars. The design of the 1966 Lincoln penny is instantly recognizable. On the front, we see the enduring profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of leadership, integrity, and strength. On the reverse, we have the classic Lincoln Memorial design, rich in detail and symbolism, showing the grand monument that honors one of America's greatest presidents. But beneath this familiar appearance lies the potential for something far more extraordinary, errors and varieties that are the true gems for coin enthusiasts. One of the most exciting and valuable errors found in the 1966 Lincoln Cent is the double die variety. This rare minting anomaly occurs when the coin is struck by a die that has been misaligned during the engraving process, resulting in elements of the design being duplicated. In the 1966 penny, this doubling can appear in the date, in the word liberty, and in the motto, "In God We Trust," any of which can show clear, visible doubling that collectors go crazy for. These doubling effects are bold and unmistakable, making them easy to spot even without magnification in some cases. Another highly desirable variety is the die clash, where the dies that strike the coin accidentally hit each other without a blank planchet between them. This leaves behind ghostly impressions of the reverse design on the obverse, or vice versa. In the 1966 Lincoln Cent, this might appear as faint outlines of the Lincoln Memorial on Lincoln's face or jawline, a spooky but thrilling feature that serious collectors absolutely love. These die clash coins are rare and command premium prices when discovered in good condition. There are also striking errors like off-center strikes, where the coin's design is visibly shifted to one side, leaving part of the planchet blank. The more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some 1966 pennies have been discovered with errors so extreme that nearly half the design is missing, and yet, it's those imperfections that make them so incredibly perfect for collectors. These are the kinds of coins that turn casual hobbyists into serious enthusiasts overnight. The rarity and value of a 1966 Lincoln Cent are dramatically affected by the coin's condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, those that have never seen the inside of a cash register or passed through countless hands, are the ones that fetch top dollar at auction. Collectors and investors alike are constantly searching for high-grade specimens, and when you combine condition with one of these rare errors, the results can be absolutely jaw-dropping. Getting your coin professionally graded is the best way to confirm its condition and authenticity. Grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate every detail, from the coin's luster and sharpness of strike to the presence of errors and imperfections. A certified grade gives your coin credibility and makes it far more appealing to potential buyers or auction houses. Many of the most valuable 1966 pennies on record have been officially graded as MS-65 or higher, and that's when the bidding really begins. Collectors across the country are now paying serious attention to the 1966 Lincoln Cent, especially those with clear double dies or other rare features. Recent auction records show rising interest and increasing prices, with some standout coins making headlines in the numismatic world. With coin shows, online marketplaces, and private sales buzzing with activity, the competition to own a top-tier 1966 penny has never been hotter. This isn't just a coin, it's an opportunity, so now is the perfect time to go through your collection or start searching your pocket change. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and the edges of the design, especially for signs of doubling or any misalignments that might suggest a striking error. If you find something unusual, don't let it sit in a drawer. Get it inspected, graded, and possibly entered into auction. You might be sitting on a piece of U.S. coin history worth far more than its face value, and now, the part you've all been waiting for. How much could a rare and high-grade 1966 Lincoln penny be worth if it features one of these exceptional errors or varieties? Well, buckle up, because certain specimens in top condition, with dramatic doubling or unique minting flaws, have sold for an astonishing $90,000. Yes, that's right, $90,000 for a single 1966 Lincoln Cent. That's the power of rarity, history, and a passionate collecting community that knows just how important these little copper coins truly are. It's a reminder that in the world of coins, the smallest details can unlock the biggest treasures. Last unique coin. We're talking about the 1981 United States Lincoln 1 cent coin, a coin you may have held in your hands without ever realizing it could be hiding a fortune. If you're a collector, an enthusiast, or just someone curious about the value of coins in your change jar, this is one video you'll want to watch until the very end. The year 1981 marked the end of an era in U.S. coinage. This was the final full year the Lincoln Cent was produced using the 95% copper composition before the U.S. Mint transitioned to copper-plated zinc in 1982. That means the 1981 Lincoln penny is not only part of the beloved copper coin legacy, but also a key piece of numismatic history. This alone gives it solid collector appeal, but the real excitement begins when we look at the rare errors and varieties that turn this 1 cent piece into a small treasure. Let's talk about the design for a moment. The obverse of the 1981 penny features the dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. The reverse, Designed by Frank Gasparo, proudly displays the Lincoln Memorial in all its detailed glory, a symbol of unity, strength, and American pride. While the design remained consistent, what makes the 1981 Lincoln Cent truly exciting is what happened during the minting process, because that's where rarity is born. One of the most desirable features to look for in a 1981 Lincoln penny is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck with a die that has been impressed twice with misalignment, creating a visible doubling in certain areas of the design. On the 1981 cent, doubling has been seen in the lettering of Liberty, the date, and the iconic phrase, "In God We Trust." If you ever spot these double details, don't ignore them because collectors are actively searching for these rare and exciting variations. Another fascinating aspect of the 1981 Lincoln Cent is the presence of RPMs, or repunched mint marks. Since 1981 was the final year before mint marks were punched directly into the master die, some coins, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints, feature repunched D or S mint marks that appear slightly doubled or misaligned. These repunched marks are often visible under magnification and are prized by collectors because they offer a physical glimpse into the craftsmanship of coin production during this transitional period, in addition to doubled dies and RPMs. Some 1981 Lincoln Cents have shown remarkable striking errors, such as off-center strikes and die cracks. Off-center strikes happen when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process, creating a dramatic and instantly noticeable error that collectors go crazy for. Die cracks and cuts, where parts of the die break off, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin, add even more uniqueness and value to any 1981 cent that displays them. These types of errors are becoming harder to find in high-grade examples, which only increases their desirability. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. A rare error or variety on a worn, circulated coin is still interesting, but that same error on a mint state or uncirculated coin could be worth dramatically more. Coins that have been well preserved with strong luster, sharp detail, and minimal marks are always in high demand. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can assess your coin and give it an official grade that increases its value and appeal to serious collectors and investors. In fact, professionally graded 1981 Lincoln Cents with visible double dies, repunched mint marks, or other dramatic mint errors have already made waves in the auction world. Sales have been recorded at premium prices, with fierce bidding between collectors who understand just how important and rare these pieces truly are. As interest in U.S. coinage continues to grow, the value of these unique finds is expected to climb even higher, making now the perfect time to search your collection. So, what should you be looking for if you want to find one of these valuable 1981 Lincoln Cents? First, check the coin's date, mint mark, and lettering very closely, preferably under a magnifier or jeweler's loupe. Look for signs of doubling on the numbers or letters, unusual shapes or doubling of the mint mark, or any striking errors that seem off from the usual design. If you suspect you've got something rare, don't hesitate to get a second opinion from an expert or send the coin in for grading. You could be holding onto something truly special. Now, the big question. Just how much could a rare and high-grade 1981 Lincoln penny actually be worth today? If you have one that features a strong double die or other dramatic error, and it's in exceptional condition, it could be valued at up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. $40,000 for a single Lincoln penny from 1981. That's the magic of coin collecting, where even the smallest, most ordinary-looking pieces of pocket change can turn out to be valuable treasures. This is why so many collectors and enthusiasts are hooked on the hobby, because that next incredible discovery could be right in your hands. So take another look at your coin jars, check through those old rolls of pennies, and don't underestimate the power of a simple cent. And if you think you've found something interesting, or already have a rare 1981 penny, share it with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your collection and help you learn more about what you might be holding. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next exciting episode of Rare Coin Discoveries. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, Every coin tells a story, and some are worth far more than you can imagine.